Hello, I'm Courtney, what's up? And today I'm going to be talking about books that made me LOL. So Christine from Pullin' Bananas Books just made a video talking about books that made her laugh, and I thought today I would make a video about books that made me laugh because there's been a good amount of books that have made me laugh. Now in books, I don't get very emotional reading them, like I've only cried over 2 books, technically 1, but I like to count Champion as tears because technically I did cry in Champion, but I don't get really emotional in books and I don't really laugh in books either. It has to be something really funny to make me laugh, and the books I'm going to show you today are books that made me laugh really hard. I don't think I have 10 books. I really don't know how many I have, but you know, who cares? I'm still showing you books, so like whatever. But yeah, let's show the books. So the first book I'm gonna show, this probably won't shock you. It's either gonna shock you or it's not gonna shock you, and that book is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I read this back in May and I love this book. I think I said in my Rip It or Ship It book tag, I said it's my favorite fantasy book I've read this year so far. Like, it's that good. And I just love it. And Sarah J. Maas books are just, they're so funny. Like, they're really sad and depressing and action-packed, but at the same time, they're hilarious, and I love them. And this one was just fantastic. I was laughing so much, and I just loved it. I have a book chalk on it, and I just like, this book's amazing. It's one of my favorite books I have read this year, and it's like, I love it. It is just hilarious. The next book I'm going to show, you're definitely not going to be shocked by this, and that is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And really just the whole Lunar Chronicles series. I just didn't want to get all the Lunar Chronicles books out of my shelf, but this series, oh my gosh, it is so funny. If you haven't read the Lunar Chronicles yet, I don't know what you're doing. Like, just leave now and read them because they are hilarious and I love them. They're so funny, and if you're a fan of Once Upon a Time is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. If you watch that, pick up the Lunar Chronicles. I think I have said plenty of times before, if you watch Once Upon a Time, read the Lunar Chronicles, because literally the Lunar Chronicles is Once Upon a Time in book form. But I got off track. This series is just so funny. Cinder's hilarious, Captain Thorn's hilarious, Cress is hilarious, Scarlet's hilarious, Wolf is hilarious. He's the least funny. He has his funny moments though. I think one of the scenes that made me laugh the hardest was in Cress, when Cress saw the first picture of Captain Thorn. It had this huge crush on him, and just like, she was in love with him so much, and like, that scene was just gold, and I just love it. Cinder and Captain Thorn are the most funniest and sassiest, and I love them both so much, and I just love this series so much. The next book I'm going to show, I have been talking about this book for months now, and that book is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, and this book, I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. Like, when I finished it, I mean, like, I liked it and all, but then the more I talked about it, the more I liked the book. And this book, it's really funny. Like, it's funny and sassy and action-packed and cute, and I love it, and just, it's amazing. I'm trying to think of a funny scene. Man, there's too many funny scenes. I don't remember any because there's so many. But, oh, one of the funny scenes was in the beginning where she stabs that teacher with a heel. She kills a guy with a heel. Like, just the thought of that's so funny. And I love this book. If you're looking for a quick read and just something really funny and action-packed, read Rebel Belle, guys. The next book I'm going to show is a recent new favorite of mine, and that book is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I just read this like a couple weeks ago, back in July, and this book, it's my favorite John Green book. It's been one of my favorite books I've read this year so far, and it's so funny. Like, I remember at the end, the whole prank and the speaker, that scene was hilarious, and just all the pranks they threw, and just every single page was funny, and like I might have not laughed at like everything that happened, but like I did laugh. Like the prank scene at the end, I was dying, and just this book's so funny. Like all John Green's books are funny. The next book I'm gonna show is P.S. I Still Love You, and also To All the Boys I Loved Before, which is on my shelf, but I didn't feel like getting it. But this series, it's so cute and funny, and I love it. This one wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion. I got a book chalk on it, and on both the books. But like still this book made me laugh. But like I feel like To All the Boys I Loved Before was more funnier, and just these books are so funny and they're so quick. If you're looking for a cute, fun little contemporary, read this one because it is amazing. And just like they're so funny. One of the funniest scenes out of this whole series was when Lara found out who sent the letters, and it was Kitty. And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, and I was just dying. And I just, if you're looking for just funny, cute stuff, pick up the series, man. It's wonderful and hilarious, and I love these books so much. The next book I'm going to show is Landline by Rainbow Rowell, and I read this in July? No, I read this in June. I read this in June, man. I read this a long time ago, but I loved Landline so much. It's definitely a favorite of mine this year, definitely a favorite contemporary, and all of Rainbow Rowell's books overall are super hilarious. I love them, and I felt like picking this one up because this is my most recent Rainbow Rowell book, and this one's really funny. Like, I really had a fun time reading this book. It was a really quick read, and all of Rainbow's books are really quick, and they're all so funny. Like, I was laughing so hard reading this. Like, this book was amazing. Eleanor Park is amazing. I love Eleanor Park so much. Fangirl is hilarious. I think I laughed out of all the books I've read by Rainbow Rowell. I feel like Fangirl was the one I laughed the hardest in, because that one's just hilarious. Like, every 5 seconds it's just pure hilariousness, and like Rainbow's books are just amazing. If you're looking for a quick, funny contemporary, pick up Rainbow Rowell, because like I said, I read Landline in 3 days. They're so quick and easy to read, and I love them so much. And I love Landline, and I just love Eleanor Park, and I love Fangirl, and I just love Rainbow Rowell, and I'm so excited for Carry On. And just like, yes, Rainbow Rowell is the queen of funny books. And finally, the last couple books I'm going to show, you're not going to be shocked by this at all, but these books are the books that have made me laugh the hardest, and I love them so much, and like, they're forever my favorite books ever. That's right, if you guessed it, it's Percy Jackson. Oh my gosh. Were you shocked there? Were you shocked? I bet you weren't shocked. If you've been watching my videos, you are not shocked, because I talk about Percy Jackson like 24/7. I love Percy Jackson so much. These books are so hilarious. Like, they're so funny. I love them so much. Like, every like 5 seconds Percy says something funny, and I was just laughing. And just Percy Jackson, he's such a funny narrator, and just I just love how he describes things, and just like, he's so funny, and I love him. And the Percy Jackson the Olympian series is just pure comedy gold. They are so funny, and these books are, they're not more funny than Heroes of Olympus, but they kind of are, because since this is told in first person point of view from Percy Jackson, like, it's more funnier, to be honest. But these books, oh my gosh, they're so funny. Speaking of Heroes of Olympus, you know, obviously I got a show of Heroes of Olympus, because even though these books aren't as funny as PGO, these books are still funny, like, because Leo Valdez is here. Leo Valdez is one of the funniest characters ever. He makes me laugh the hardest in these books. Yes, these books are really funny too. They have the really funny moments. Like, one of my favorite funny scenes is, it's actually in the Mark of Athena. It's when they're in Charleston, and it's Annabeth, Hazel, and Piper, and they're with Octavian. And Annabeth throws her dagger into the water, and then all of a sudden this wave comes up and knocks over Octavian and the Romans, and then Percy comes up and he's like, you dropped this, and then Annabeth comes and it's just like, I love you, and it's just a really funny scene. But yeah, these books are also really funny. Like, all the Percy Jackson books are funny, but man, Percy Jackson First POV's pure comedy gold. But okay, but like, overall, these books are really, really, really funny, and like, I love Heroes of Olympus. And before I end this, I'm gonna show you one more Percy Jackson book, because I couldn't make this video without showing this book, and that is Percy Jackson Greek Gods. I read this last year, took me like 3 months to read. Yes, it actually did take me 3 months to read, and this book, like 30 pages in, I was already laughing so hard. Like, this book is just, it's literally like the size of my textbooks, and just, it's so funny. I love it so much. Like, if you don't know what this is about, it's Percy Jackson telling stories about the Greek gods, and it's so funny, man. I love it so much. I still don't own Percy Jackson Greek Heroes. Very upset about that, but my birthday's coming up, September 14th, and I hope to get it on my birthday. Yes, someone please buy me that, please. But yes, Percy Jackson Greek Gods is so funny and hilarious. If you're missing Percy Jackson and want more, read Percy Jackson Greek Gods, because you will laugh your head off, and plus it's first POV, and it's just really nice to read from Percy Jackson first POV again. It's super nice to be back in his shoes. And just, I love this book so much. So that, my friends, were books that made me laugh. There's so many more books that have also made me laugh, but these books I have showed you today are books that made me like laugh really, really, really hard. Please share some books that have made you laugh so hard. Were some of the books that I showed you today make you laugh very hard? Just share all the books that have made you laugh out loud, because I would love to know books that made you laugh and have a discussion about those books and just fangirl over them and talk about funny scenes, and it would just be so much fun. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more videos like this, click the subscribe button down below. I'm Courtney, and I will see you all next time with a new video up soon, so I will see you then. So, bye!